If I was to ask you what the worst Call of Duty game is, you'd probably answer me either Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Vanguard, or the new Modern Warfare. And you might be right in saying either of those games. For me, I only got enjoyment out of Black Ops 4 out of all of those games that I just stated. Maybe a little tiny bit in the other games, but only like for a brief amount of time. I think it's safe to say that we could call Infinite Warfare the worst Call of Duty game ever. When the trailer was released, it was the most disliked video on YouTube for the longest amount of time, or it was really high up there with some of the other most disliked videos, including a Justin Bieber music video. Fans were not happy or appreciative of Infinite Warfare being announced. We did not want it. We did not want any more futuristic Call of Duty games, but we were given one regardless. At this point in time, Call of Duty was in such a delicate space as well because people were starting to get really fed up. We'd had Advanced Warfare, we'd had Black Ops 3, we'd had all these futuristic games with like double jumping and stuff, and people were really sick of it. And Infinite Warfare took this to a whole nother level. People were not happy about this game, people were not hyped about this game, and Activision and Call of Duty, they knew this. They knew that people were not on board with this game, so they needed to do something quickly to fix this mistake, or at least bring people in and entice them to buy this game. What did they do? They created Modern Warfare 1 Remastered. This was used as a huge selling point, playing on people's nostalgia. You were told if you bought a certain edition of Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered would be included. Now this was the selling point for me. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have bought this game. Or maybe I would have, because young me would just buy Call of Duty because it was Call of Duty. So that was the only reason why I bought this game. Modern Warfare Remastered at first was absolutely amazing. I really loved it. I was having the time of my life playing that game until they added supply drops and tons of DLC and paid extras because they knew Infinite Warfare was not making them the money in microtransactions that they wanted. So instead of just taking the loss and accepting that it wouldn't be as well selling as the other games, they forcefully put DLCs and microtransactions into Modern Warfare Remastered to milk it for every penny they could get, which was a disgusting move. They ruined a game. It was basically a remake at this point. It was no longer a remaster, it was a remake. This left Call of Duty fans rightfully angry and outraged, but that's a story for another day. Getting back to the main topic of this video, Infinite Warfare, I decided to revisit the worst COD game. It being the most disliked game and the amount of hate I've seen for this game. I have never seen a Call of Duty receive that much hate in my life, and that is why I think it was the most hated. Revisiting this game, I had to prepare myself for the fact that I was going to come into people double jumping, wall running, and jumping over my head, and all sorts of craziness. This was hard to get adjusted to for the first few games, because I'm so used to ground shooters now where you can't jump and wall run and all this stuff anymore. So this was a bit of an adjustment period which I had to take to get used to it. I had forgotten how unenjoyable it is to come head to head with someone, have them jump over your head, shoot you and just disappear and lose track of them in seconds. I had forgotten how awful it was to play games like this. So graphically, this game, it looks great, it looks fine, there's no problems with it at all. But how it plays, with people jumping all over the place, with all these things going off all the time, it just doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game. This game didn't feel like a COD game. The whole health bar at the top, I'm pretty sure this was where they first introduced that. I kind of liked that, but I kind of didn't. It just had such a weird feel to it. And it just didn't play like a COD game. It felt more heavier, it felt more clunky. It didn't feel as smooth and as easy to play as the old COD game. I played my fair share of this game, so I didn't just play it for a week and then stop playing it. I did play it for a solid 4 months or so after release, because I wanted to give this game a go. I had just spent a lot of money on this game. I was like, I may as well at least get some use out of it and play it. And I managed to get a nuke in the game, and I managed to get to Prestige 2 or something. I don't know, I can't remember what the ranking system was back in that game. I just know that I got to like a decent point, so that I'd played the game enough to really talk about it. DLC that came out with this wasn't much better either. It didn't save the game, it didn't add anything, they didn't make any good quality of life changes to the game, or like increase and decrease like much weapons. It was the same meta all the way through. It's pretty much the same guns, the same variants that won every time. You'd get blueprints for weapons, and if you had like these legendary weapons, you would absolutely murk everyone. It didn't matter what gun they had, it would just melt you in seconds. It was all about who could have the best variant of a gun. It wasn't about skill, it wasn't about who can shoot first, it was quite literally just about having the best variant with the quickest time to kill on it. Which again made the game feel super unbalanced and pushed it towards more of a microtransaction feel. Same way to Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, I actually really loved that game. but they did with the weapons they added. It was practically impossible to go against them. Like, most people would just go into lobbies, pick up the microtransaction weapons, and just melt everyone with it. Unfortunately, they did continue this, and this is something that really ruined COD, in my personal opinion. Once they started adding these supply drops and all these microtransactions, it became less about the game being good when it was released, and more about how much can we sell you after we've already sold you the game. And it just became really anti-consumer, in my personal opinion. There's now rumours of Modern Warfare 3 coming up, but I'm not even going to get into that. That might even be an entirely separate video if you guys want to hear me talk about that. So this game, I picked it up and I played it. It's safe to say I didn't really have fun revisiting this game. I maybe had a minute where I was like, okay, this is alright, this isn't too bad. And then someone would jump over my head, I wouldn't be able to find them because they jetpacked away so fast that I was like, oh yeah, I remember why I stopped playing this game. Campaign for Infinite Warfare, I think I played about 5 missions. I was so lost, I wasn't following it, I just wasn't interested enough. And it didn't really entice me or pull me in like previous COD games had with their campaigns. Zombies was fairly fun, I will give the game that. Zombies in Infinite Warfare was not that bad. It was very, very different to what we were used to. And when I say it's not that bad, Treyarch zombies will always be better. Like, there will always be better zombie games. Like, I'm not going to dispute that. But it was not bad for a zombie game if you could take away the fact that it is a COD game. If you could think of it as not COD zombies, I think it was pretty enjoyable. And I did get some enjoyment out of it. Although I didn't put a lot of hours into it, so I don't know how well I can speak on that. But I did enjoy it from what I played it. I just had to take my mind away from it being COD zombies. If I thought of it as COD zombies, I couldn't enjoy it and I wouldn't like it. Because it didn't feel like COD zombies. It felt weird, it felt different. But it wasn't terrible, I personally don't think. But the multiplayer, the campaign for this game, awful. Just awful. The zombies was mid. This game just wasn't good. If I had to rate it out of 10 for multiple things, here's what I'd give it. Enjoyment-wise, 4. Graphics-wise, I'd give it a 7 to an 8. Gameplay-wise, it's a 5. It's just like a 5. It's again, it's not terrible compared to other games, but for Call of Duty standards, it was just not good. Revisiting this game in 2023 did not change my mind about it. I still feel the same way. Would I pick it up and play a game on it every now and then? Possibly. But I would probably play one game, realise why I stopped playing it, and turn it off. Anyway guys, this has been my video. I hope you've enjoyed me going back and talking about Infinite Warfare. Maybe it's a blast from the past. Maybe you did enjoy this game. Maybe you think I'm full of shit. If you do, let me know in the comment section down below. You can call me an idiot. You can call me whatever you want. Let me know what you think about this game in the comment section down below. If you also didn't like this game, let me know why you didn't like it. If you have enjoyed this video, I've got a few similar to this, so I'll leave them on the end card. And with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
ATLA top floor 19 got a brand new form 21 about to go on tour, man. I don't understand how I still want more. Goddamn, baby, hope you understand. Sorry I can't be your man. I wanna wish you well, but I can't. I really hope you hear what I'm saying. I don't wanna look